Yo, welcome to another episode of what?
Science is fun!
That's right, I've got my main squeeze Juju today. How you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. There we go. Right on, right on. We are focusing on measurements today, something that we cannot run around or run away from. Measurements are everywhere. And for this experiment, we have a few things that we're going to use. We have a balance. Juju, can you show them that balance? That's that balance as you see it. And a balance measures what?
Weight.
Weight. And the units is what?
Grams.
Exactly. So it is grams. We have our balance. We also have our thermometer. Okay? And in fact, let's open this so that they can see the thermometer. Hold up that thermometer so they can see it. The thermometer measures what?
Temperature.
Temperature. When you go to the doctor, they often have that thermometer where they'll ask you to open your mouth and they get your temperature. But with the thermometer, what it does is it measures temperature in degrees Celsius. But they also tend to use Fahrenheit or Kelvin, which is something that we can talk a little further about and requires what? Your favorite, math, right? So, not only that, but we have a candle. Where's our candle, Juju? You see our candle?
Right here.
There we go. We have our candle that we are going to measure as well. And then we have our glass test tube. Here's our glass test tube, as you can see it. We also have a graduated cylinder. Where's our graduated cylinder? You lift it up so they can see it. That's a 10 milliliter graduated cylinder. How many milliliters? 10. Okay, 10 milliliters graduated cylinder. And it measures volume. Okay, volume of a liquid. What else do we have? We have our plastic cup, right? Did we show that?
No.
Plastic cup, show them that. And then we also have our ruler, which we are going to use to basically measure stuff out. Now, you always need a marker as well to label in this particular experiment. So this is what I need you to do, Juju. Okay? I'm going to ask you to go ahead and write your name. I'll move this to the side.
Alright.
I want you to write your name on this page.
That's just the word name.
Where you see the name, I want you to write your name. Okay? Because that's going to be your guide and your answer sheet. And then let's also fill that one because we're going to write all our answers there. So go ahead and write your name as well there.
Alright.
Let me pull this from underneath. Okay, so you now have your name on both of those. This is our sheet with the instructions on what we have to do. We're firstly going to start with the balance. Go ahead and put the balance in the center here.
Alright.
Okay? So the balance, again, we say it measures what? The weight, right? In grams. So I'm going to ask you to go ahead and turn the balance on. You see where that on button is? Push that. And you will see those numbers come up, which is 0.00. All right?
That's what we need.
That's what we need. So the first thing that we are going to do is it says we should place the candle on the balance and record its mass. So get the candle and place it on the balance. All right?
Okay.
What is that number?
12.34.
12.34 grams. So in your answer sheet, you are going to go ahead and write under the mass of the candle. You're going to go ahead and write what? 12.34 grams. So right there. 12.34. Good. 12.34 grams, right? And then after that, we are going to measure, and this is the weight, right? Let me make sure we have that. Grams, right?
Yeah.
Make sure this is clear for. Perfect. 12.34 grams. After that, we are going to go ahead and measure the diameter of the candle. Now, the question will be asked, what is a diameter? You know, which is something that we need to answer. Okay? When you have a circle, you see that you have one point to another point. Okay? The line that runs from one end of the circle to the other end, and we're talking of the line crossing through the middle or the center, is called the diameter. What is it called?
The diameter.
The diameter. Let's say that again. What is it called?
The diameter.
The diameter. Try that again.
Diameter.
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 Okay.
Try that again. Diameter.
Diameter.
Now let's say it together. Diameter.
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 Perfect. You see, sometimes you have to say stuff quite a few times. Now, mind you, this is way above, well, not way above. Jojo is getting to the stage where he'll be learning this at some point in school. But for you guys out there who know what a diameter is, it's a line that is running from what? From one end of the circle to the other end of the circle, and it cuts through the center. So what we are going to measure is the diameter of the candle, right? And they want us to measure it in centimeters, all right?
Centimeters?
Yes, which is on this end. If you look at our metric, you have inches up there and your centimeters down there.
So centimeters are little and inches are bigger?
Come on now. Come on now. Somebody's getting it. There you go. Right on. So we are going to go ahead and measure with the centimeters, okay? So I want you to go ahead and measure. Let's turn it like that, all right? From one end here.
Are we on the centimeters or the inches?
We're on the centimeters, the bottom one, okay? From one end there, and what is that there? 3 point what? 3.5? 3.5, that's right. So the length of the candle, so you're going to write 3.5 there. That means the diameter of
right
the...
on here?
Right there. 3.5. Okay? That's the diameter of the base of the candle. And we say diameter is again the line that runs from where? One end of the circle to the other end. It just doesn't have to be a circle. It can also be a sphere. Okay? That's something else we'll learn. Next, we are looking at our instructions on what we have to do. We've already measured that. We have to now fill the glass test tube with water all the way up to the top. So we have our glass test tube here and we're going to fill it with water, okay?
With water?
Yes.
How much water?
We'll just fill it until it's full. This is my cold water. I have two types of water. There's a hot, this is hot water right here from the tap.
And this is the cold?
This is the cold, exactly. Alright? So, I might not have a perfectly steady hand. Honestly, what you need with this is a pipette, okay?
A pipette?
Yes, but I'll go ahead and I'll just fill it all the way to the top. Okay,
I think it's full.
so it says fill the glass test tube with water to the top and then pour the water into the 10 milliliter graduated cylinder. So Jojo, you have to pour it in there, alright? Careful now. Pour it in there. Pour the whole thing in there. There we go. Okay. Now after pouring it in there, this is glass. I put it with my bubble wrap there because again, if it falls, it breaks. So we have to be careful.
How do you
Now,
know it's glass?
yes, feel that. You hit it like that. See that? That's glass, right? When you do that, because plastic is a little different. See that's plastic right there. So we are asked now to do what? To measure the volume of the water to the nearest tenth of a millimeter. Okay? Now you have to look at that. It's a little tight, all right? But where do we see that at? What number is that? This is 7. What number is that?
8.
8. So what is the volume of the liquid in the graduated cylinder?
8.
8 milliliters. So you will write 8 right there. Okay? That's okay. And 8 again is basically, or the volume, you would get that with liquids and all this different stuff, right? Secondly, let's see what our next instruction is. It says record the temperature of the room to the nearest 1 degrees. The temperature of the room, we just take it as it is, okay?
Okay.
So, what is the temperature of the room here? Look at that.
See.
This is 20. You're looking at, you look at your reading here. You see that it says 10,
Yeah.
10 there, 20,
25.
25.
Okay, 29.
So this is
30?
at 20. No, that's below 30. That line is below 30.
So
Okay.
it's 25.
25, 26, 27. This is 27, yes. So this is 27. So you're going to write the room temperature here.
Of 27?
Let's do this, wait. In fact, let's put that as a 26.
26?
26, yes. The room temperature is 26. It's pretty high for room temperature, but that's the whole point of an experiment. Sometimes it's a little warmer, especially if you're in a room that does not have
Heat?
air conditioning, right? It's different, and it has a little bit more excess heat. Now, we have to measure the volume of, or not, the temperature of the hot water. So you're going to take this thermometer and you're going to stick it in there, okay? And just hold it in there for, let's say, maybe about 10 seconds. You got it? Go ahead and stick it in there. Let me move this out of your way. Okay? For about 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now let's take the temperature. You see when it's like that too? What is it at?
The temperature is at...
That looks to me like a 34. Because it's right below that 35.
I was about to say that.
You're about to say that?
Yeah.
Okay, 34. So go ahead and record 34 over there. Okay?
34 right here.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
34. And that's in degrees Celsius. Okay?
Okay.
So, I will fight with this in a little bit. So, what we have done so far is basically basic. We've had our balance, right? And we said our balance measures what? Weight in what?
In
Grams. Exactly, right? And so, we've had that which we used to basically measure the weight of the candle, right? And we noticed that that is basically 12.34. Then we went ahead and we also measured the length, right? Because we said the diameter runs from one end of a circle to another and cuts through the what? The middle.
The middle?
Yes. If it doesn't cut through the middle,
What happens?
then it is not a diameter.
It's not a diameter?
A diameter. We're gonna get that.
Just sometimes I forget that
It's
word.
the first time you hear this word, right? So it's okay. It's okay. That's the whole point of learning. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. But practice makes perfect, right? So this is our simple lesson on measurements, things that you can measure around the house. What are some of the things that you think people can measure in their house? Think of anything.
I can't think of any.
You can't think of anything. They can measure the length of the table.
The table?
They can measure the length of the couch. Many things,
a
right?
TV?
A TV, right? When you move in, all those things. This is why we need to understand measurements. This concludes our lesson for today. And as usual, make sure you have an adult who does these experiments with you. We are going to be doing a little bit more complex experiments coming up. Hint, hint. We are actually going to be making some speedboats as well. But today, we just want to leave you with these few words. Enjoy yourself, stay safe, and always remember, science is fun. See you next time. Bye.